watching DDMTV with your host, DYSE.
He looks determined without being rude. Something heroic. There's a courage about it. Doesn't look like it. Comes across so calm.
You're watching DDMTV.
Lights, cameras, and action, glamour, glitters, and gold. I unfold the scroll, man sees the stampede, the glow.
What up, everybody, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of DDMTV with your boy DYSE. And on your way in the building, man, y'all know the routine. You know, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can stay notified every time we drop new content. Now, I had something different planned out, right? I had something different planned out. A whole different chop up. But then, when I went to look for that video, I ended up seeing this video. So I check it out, right? And he's talking about the whole Hassan Campbell, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about. He's talking about the whole AKon and 6ix9ine and Mysonne situation. Now, what I find odd is he loses me in this conversation, in this video, and I think he lost himself. I really don't think he knew what he was talking about. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna check it out because, you know, this brother right here, he is on the hot seat right now from all the controversy with rest in peace FBG Duck and the disrespect of FBG Duck's mother. You know what I mean? And y'all know we did the dice up on that, how he was kind of disrespectful, saying that she's a liar and stuff, like the boy's mother was supposed to send her son off bad. Oh yeah, my baby was a gang member and this, that, and the other, which nobody understood why the hell he did that. You understand what I'm saying? And even when told to apologize, he deflects all the time. It's always, see, look, this is what you got to understand. Or y'all just going to sit up there, like he used the same words all the time. You feel what I'm saying? What's up, babe? What up, Vertical, Desandra, and wifey in the building, Queen DYSE. What's up, baby? Love you. Anyway, let's get into the video because I want y'all, and we're still going to do the other dice or whatever. We'll probably do that tomorrow. I still got that, you know, all set up and ready to go. But right here, in this situation, this dude don't have no room to speak on anybody. Because you might speak like you're some type of Malcolm X or some type of savior for blacks or something like that, but it's not doing nothing if all you talk and you have no footwork. Where's your footprints in the sand? Where's your work? You know what I mean? Where's your credentials for what you've done, what you have helped out with, what you have brought to other people besides sitting in the house buying gold chains and buying whatever them jackets, Pelly Pails or whatever the damn jackets is you buying all the hats. Because I don't see you going down and helping anybody during these hard times. I haven't seen you going out and helping no homeless or anything like that. If anything, I see you going out trying to make sure you look cool and good, your shades and all that stuff. Because remember, you're a big YouTuber, right? Fuck the people. But anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all. You already know. You know what I mean? Man, real quick, a motherfucking tree fell in front of me while I was coming to work. And the damn police was behind and had the audacity to flash his lights at me, but I think he saw the tree. Well, I hope you're okay, babe. You make it to work? Don't be coming up here stopping my show, babe. You know what I'm saying? I got work to do. I'm working. Anyway, let's jump into that video and see what we can't see.
All right, so a lot of y'all been waiting for my response to this AKon and Mysonne debate over Takashi 6ix9ine.
Wait, hold up. Have any of y'all been waiting for his response? Because these self-proclaimed stars and all this type of stuff and motherfuckers that come on just like this saying, I know all y'all been waiting for it. You know, they already in celebrity mode. Like, they done got, you know, their head done got big when they first started. They still have the struggle mindset. And, oh, I want to do for the people. And this story needs to be put out there and stuff. But it seems like everything anybody does today, all of a sudden you're a vlogger. If you do one video now, you think you can vlog. When that's not the case. Anyway, that wasn't towards him. Well, it was towards him, but it was towards a lot of people. But anyway.
So let's get it, right? I personally think that Mysonne opening up his mouth, every time he opens up his mouth, he loses more and more credibility. And I'm gonna give you an example, right?
Yes, please. Please, run that example.
You speaking on the street code.
Street code,
The
yes.
G code, the street code.
G code, yes.
Gang culture, gang violence.
Yes, gang culture and violence.
But you one of the faces of Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that again. You speaking on the code of the street.
Well, why is he saying that again? Did he say something magnificent?
And upholding the code of the street, which is a total smack in the face to Black Lives Matter.
Okay, now before we continue, this is the first part I didn't understand, is where he says holding up the street code. Now, he added at the end of the street code and all that stuff, he said the gang violence and all that stuff. Man, the gang violence and stuff don't have nothing to do with the street code. Learn your politics before you speak on something. You understand what I'm saying? How are you saying that the street code is a slap in the face to Mysonne being a part of Black Lives Matter? Because if you know anything about the street, most of these organizations started to protect the neighborhoods, started as movements. Knuckleheads turned it into gangs. Man, do your research, man. Do you know what you're talking about? The closest thing we have to the true freedom fighters, and we're lost. The gangs are lost, but that's the closest thing we had left. And we even fucked that up. So how is it a slap in the face to Black Lives Matter because somebody lives by the street code? They can't be saved? Because I hear you talk that street code. I live by the street code. So you saying I'm a hypocrite because I'm trying to get people to live righteous and love one another? You know why I do that? Because I actually been there and done that. Just see, when you let people talk, they'll tell on themselves. They'll let you know who they are. Because somebody that has been through the struggles, have been through the gang banging, has been through the street code, has been through the prison system, knows the struggle all too well. So why wouldn't those be candidates to fight for the revolution and shit like that? Why wouldn't they? So you're excluding. Y'all see what I'm talking about? When we're talking bad on somebody, all of a sudden he don't got nothing to do with it. Just like when I told y'all, he'd be like, oh, those y'all black motherfuckers, y'all blacks. But when it's speaking good, it's us blacks. You understand what I'm saying? And here come Alexa again with her crazy ass when nobody said her name. But anyway, you understand what I'm saying? So you say the street code. So if I live by the street code, I can't support Black Lives Matter, which I don't. I support my people. I don't support the organizations that they give to us. So as far as my son supporting that thing, I just don't agree with the Black Lives Matter and what's going on with that, the scandal and all that type of stuff. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I agree that Black lives do matter. But the organization that was put together, I think is some narrative shit. That's my personal opinion, not for you guys. You understand what I'm saying? So on that part, I don't think my son should be a part of that. But let me state this. One thing you guys know that this brother right here do, Mr. Piss Colored, he likes to, basically throw rocks and hide his hands. Because one thing I can say about my son, and yeah, I don't agree with AKon messing with Takashi 6ix9ine, whatever, business, whatever, y'all do what y'all do. I gotta be by that street code regardless. You understand what I'm saying? Which is not a slap in the face to any Black Lives Movement, because we're black males that are part of the street code also. Just like when you get Mexicans that's part of the street code, that doesn't make them not care about their people or ride with any movement for their people. See, once again, we're sitting here talking about where a nigga can go. Oh, you live by the street code. You can't go over there. I'm telling. You can't be over there, my son. The fuck? I just want to know who put the baton in your hand and told you it was your time to run around the track. Your turn to lead the people. The same people whose face you spit in every chance you get. People didn't ride with you because you was an alpha male and a great leader. People rode with you out of sympathy. You want to talk about street code? Man, talk about how many times you cried on camera up on here. Mr. Man, Mr. Hassan Poppy Campbell. Y'all notice I don't call that nigga Poppy. I'm like Cedric the Entertainer. I ain't about to call another man delicious. It's not about to happen. So I call him Hassan. You understand what I'm saying? Now maybe, people might call him Poppy, joking on him and shit, but I still can't do it. I can't do that. No Poppy of mine. You understand what I'm saying? But when you talk street code and you try to throw shots, just like you threw shots at FBG Duck's mother because she didn't get up there and say her son was a gangbanger and probably a murderer or about to be a murderer or whatever, no matter how much money he had and how much songs was spinning. You understand me? You disrespected that boy's mother, right? Because she didn't tell the truth in your eyes. Well, wouldn't that be her breaking the same politics and street code? Because she had to come from the streets. Look where they came from. Shit, even grandma is from the streets. If you lived in the housing projects and all that, you from the streets, you know the street code. So wouldn't that be her going against code? If she sat up there and told on her son, oh yeah, he was a gang member and all this, whether he dead or not. That's why I tell you niggas, this shit is in you, not on you. All you niggas wearing it, take that shit off. It don't fit you.
It is the street code is a contradiction to his whole movement. That's one. Two, when it comes to Takashi 6ix9ine,
That watch fly though. That watch fly.
I personally feel like Mysonne is jealous of him.
I feel like you're jealous of my son. When the fuck would my son be jealous of Takashi? What, money? Okay, shit, I want that money, shit. I'm a little jealous that nigga got the money and running around here being a rat and all that bullshit. Yeah, I don't like the fact that he came home to all that, but I know what it's about. Because you worried about the wrong things when I just sat up here and told everybody, see, that's why niggas need to come and see the videos. I just told y'all, this is extinction. We've gotten to the point in the world where we've given them everything that's magnificent about us, skill-wise, to the point where they don't need us. Extinction, nigga. And all you niggas still out here worried about the wrong shit. All y'all can't see the bright picture that's right in your face. Because you know why? Because the hiding spot For the truth and the lies are in plain sight. Common sense, people. I don't think dude right here really works on common sense. I think he sees something and be like, oh, I got something. We got action. Top flight security of the world. We got action. Because you just came out of the debacle on Sonetta, right? With all of them up there, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to apologize to certain niggas and shit when you dead wrong. Well, I'll be another one to go down on that one too. Wax said you got a problem with Front Street, you got a problem with him. You got a problem with Wax, you got a problem with me. You understand what I'm saying? But you run around acting like somebody's trying to chase you down like a celebrity, man. All these people on me, you know what I'm saying? No, ain't nobody trying to do that. But you ain't even man enough to have panels where you can bring people up there. Now, that's where I will say Bullets Gotti is probably a little bit more tough-skinned than you. I ain't gonna say he no hard nigga or nothing like that. I'm gonna say a little bit more tough-skinned than you, because you go to his channel and this motherfucker's up there arguing with him. He ain't blocking, he ain't doing none of that. I mean, I don't support all the nonsense and shit all the time or whatever, but I'm just making a point here. This ain't about him, this about you. But I guess you feel like you can't be touched. But you got nerve to speak on Mysonne all the time, right? Because I think you jealous of Mysonne, because Mysonne is exactly who you think you should be. You hate the people following Mysonne, and you hate the fact that he can get out there and put the footwork in. Mysonne can walk anywhere. You know why? Because the thing that he has that you don't, no matter if you go and do what he's doing right now, he earned his respect from certain people. I don't see nobody respecting you, Haas. I don't see that with you. And I'm not trying to diss you. Like I said, you just part of the dice factor. You just part of the dice up that I'm on right now this week. It's your turn. I stay up off you because I give you this work, homie. Like I told y'all yesterday, I'm surgical with this. This is what I do, nigga. This is the dice factor. Meaning this boy a factor, homie. I'm a critique the bullshit. Now let's continue. I don't mean to hold you up, but this is the Dice Up, man. So shit, it's my channel. I'm talking. Chill with me a little bit. You feel me? Let's continue, y'all.
Takashi 6ix9ine is at the height of his career with over 200 million followers. And Mysonne, he has no career. And he's a dope lyricist. I will never take that away. He's a dope lyricist. My problem with Mysonne, right, is that you see him going hard to the point where he's even calling out AKon. And he's challenging AKon for doing a song with Takashi 6ix9ine. But not one time.
Hold on. Before we continue that, hold on. Did y'all hear what he said? That Mysonne is challenging AKon for doing a song with Takashi 6ix9ine, right? Now, I know everybody in the chat don't know, because you guys probably never been there. But anybody in the chat that has been to prison, you guys know what that was. That was a G call. See, Hassan claimed that he been to prison and all that shit. Now, you probably been to county. Prison a little bit different. That's where the politics take place. You know, everybody know the county jail, that's gladiator school. You know, it's wild. Prison, there's a whole nother code. There's a whole nother set of politics that you don't ever seem to go by. So have you really been to prison like that? Did you walk the line like that if you did? Because the way you're speaking and not understanding where Mysonne is coming from, being that we ex-cons, that's a G call. I would G call AKon like, what the fuck is you doing, homie? You know we don't cross that line coming from the line. You know we don't fraternize with snitches, no matter if it's business or not. We don't fraternize with snitches. We don't fraternize with pedophiles. We just don't do the fraternizing with them niggas. So, of course, anybody that's been in and see something like that, they're going to be like, wait, hold up, homie. Yo, hey. What's cracking? What you doing? Why you fucking with this nigga? That's how it go. But you don't seem to understand that, so where you really been? I just want to make that perfectly clear.
You hear Mysonne call out Meek Mills for running around with that chick that's at Rock Nation that took down those cartels, 2 cartels. Not one time do you cats see Mysonne calling out Jay-Z for putting her at the head of Rock Nation. Not one time. So because...
Okay, but by your same logic, is it the same thing? We got Takashi 6ix9ine out here running amok through hip-hop, which he shouldn't be getting no play from hip-hop at all. But it is a different generation, so I really don't care. The hip-hop I knew, there's still some bangers out here, but the hip-hop that I knew, the way of life, that lifestyle, I still live it, but it's kind of a thing of the past. It's something different today. You understand what I'm saying? It's something different today. But I think you're calling out my son because you always have wanted to be in the position my son is in. You want to be the dude out there getting praised. You want to be the dude out there leading. You want people to follow you, but you just don't know how to do that the right way. When you come on and you play on the grounds of child molestation by what we would call at the time a prolific figure in hip hop, Africa Bambaataa, you know, zizazang, zizazang, zigazang, baby, you know what I'm saying? Africa Bambaataa, Planet Rock. And what they say he done to people, I don't agree with that. That's street code. Street code would have allowed you to turn that man in because of what he done to you as a kid. Either that or handle your scandal, homie. Anyway, let's go.
Jay-Z, man, is married to this chick. It makes it cool for this woman who took down 2 cartels to be at the head of Rock Nation, which makes Rock Nation pretty much FBI headquarters. Let's just keep it all the way funky. But you never gonna see Mysonne speak on this topic. But I'll be your Huckleberry. No, he's gonna avoid that.
Why this nigga always say I'll be your Huckleberry?
In the Highbridge section of the Bronx, there was a young brother, 18 years old, that was stabbed 3 times and set on fire. Just this week, stabbed 3 times and set on fire. I sat back and I waited to see if Mysonne was going to speak on this situation, this homicide, this gruesome homicide that happened in his neighborhood. He had absolutely nothing to say. But instead, he'd rather sit up there and speak on Takashi 6ix9ine going to California and doing a video and taking pictures.
Now, I do feel him on that part. I won't lie, I'm not gonna be biased. Like I said, this is the show. I do feel him on that part. We need to speak to everything, but you can't get to everything. But if something is close to you, you should speak to that. Because I feel like when people don't speak to the dangers and the crime and all that shit that's going on in their own city before they speak on other things, it makes it seem like you guys are scared of the outcome of it. So you guys aren't really down for the cause anyway. Because you do the same thing. You stay in the house and everything when you could be beating feet on the ground. But you can't be nobody's leader if you always think everybody's trying to set you up. Like, your head is in the clouds, bro. The only way somebody would be trying to get you, I mean, at the time when you was talking about people trying to set you up, people were still feeling your story, which I believe is B Stinger's story, but about Bam getting at you. So you was playing delusional games then, but all of that was part of your narrative. See, it's crazy how a lot of people talk about a Takashi 6ix9ine or anything like that. You know what I mean? They clown him and all that shit, which, man, dude a snitch ass little hoe. You know what I mean? No doubt. I just keep clear of shit like that. I don't fuck with 6ix9ine. I don't fuck with no rats or none of that shit. You understand? But it's crazy how many people you have seen start using that same formula, the controversy formula. But see, the thing about it is you niggas ain't got the protection like that. You niggas can be touched. Niggas can't stay in their house forever. You can bar your house up, niggas still get in. There's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. Is anybody in your house named William? I'm just saying.
In front of Nipsey Hussle's memorial, I don't get it. I don't understand. I personally really don't care about him taking a picture in front of the memorial. I don't care. I don't think that was that important. He took a picture. Yes, I understand Nipsey Hussle was dead because of a rat. He didn't like rats. Okay, cool. So what? Don't we have... So
if somebody that you thought big of, let's just do it like this. We'll use AKon, for example. So if AKon passed on, or matter of fact, Malcolm X, if we go to Malcolm X's grave right now, if somebody you didn't like or somebody you supposed to despise, especially thinking street code, Hassan, right? You a street nigga, right? So thinking street code, by your logic, you wouldn't feel disrespected thinking street. It shouldn't matter to civilians, but thinking street code and going by street politics, you don't think it would be disrespectful if Takashi went and took a picture at Minister Farrakhan or Malcolm X's grave? Not Minister Farrakhan, because I don't want to wish nothing on nobody that's alive. So I will use Malcolm X. You don't think you wouldn't feel disrespected by that? By somebody you think is prolific, you wouldn't think that would be desecrating the grave or anything like that? I'm not saying that you're not right about it. It doesn't matter if he took a picture and shit. I'm not saying that. But you can't use that to say against my son either, when you know you'd be tripping if somebody did some shit like that, right? You be tripping out about people walking by your house. And them niggas probably live 2 houses down. And you probably just do that for camera. You know, you always trying to act like you Billy Badass with the synthol arms and shit, but I'm just saying, do you think about what you're talking about, or do you just talk? You like to hear yourself speak, because it's clear by the way you talk, you are very uneducated.
More priorities? Shouldn't we be focused on what's going on? Just right here in New York, the homicide rate don't went up 80%. 96%. It's up. New York is actually competing with Chicago right now.
And you want to know what's the funniest thing? Is the shit he's talking about, like they're on the top of the map. It ain't even Chicago and New York that's reigning in the top as far as murders. But I don't see him talking about that. Like he don't talk about other like he said, my son don't talk about other shit, right? He always point out, oh, you talking about this, but you ain't talking about that. Just like everybody do today. Oh, you want to talk about this person, but that means you got to call out all of them. Nigga, you didn't call them out. The fuck you talking to? But before we go on with what he's about to say, let me go ahead and tell you guys, well, from the list I got, and this is just, internet, so don't take my word for it. Yeah, we're hearing a lot about death and stuff in Chicago or whatever. right? And we always hear about it because for some reason Chicago's the popular town where everybody want to get views off of and everything, when that's a small percentage of what Chicago is. Just like it's a small percentage in every city what the hood is. Some deaths in certain cities you don't even know happen. They ain't calculated all the time. You got to think somebody's go missing for a while. But even though you seem to be talking down towards it, you got to watch how you wordplay, because at the same time you could be talking it up. Like people say, oh, it's bad out here, but in the same sentence, but we the murder capital of the world, though. You get what I'm saying? Fucking oxymoron. Now, the list that I'm looking at says number 1, East St. Louis, Illinois. It's not even Chicago, Illinois. Second is St. Louis, Missouri. Third is Gary, Indiana. Then Chester, Pennsylvania. Baltimore, Maryland. And you know heads come up, oh man, they be knocking heads in Baltimore. York, Pennsylvania. Petersburg, Virginia. Number 8, Birmingham, Alabama. Number 9, coming in a strong number 9, Detroit, Michigan, with their 263 murders. And it's a little higher than that, you know, right now, because this is a few days old or whatever. But Danville, Illinois. Illinois is, you know, if you judge it by the state, you understand what I'm saying? If you judge it by the state, then yeah, Illinois is killing it. They got a few of them in here, but it's not Chicago. While Chicago and New York are competing. Number 12, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Then Pine Bluff, Arkansas. You know, some of the regular cities that we usually hear instead of, you know what I mean, when we really hear it. Instead of the ones we just hear from people trying to get views and all that type of shit by talking about Chicago, or talking about New York, or talking about LA, or talking about Atlanta, or talking about Florida. Because that's where everybody go to. And they don't understand that sometimes you put a bad cloud over some of these cities when you niggas talk about them. Watch your wordplay. Watch what you put out into the atmosphere, especially now when people are doing anything for the fame, anything to go viral, anything to get noticed, and anything for attention. So if we're out here pumping this shit, oh man, I'm telling you, they out there gunning niggas down, man, and you know it's all about who's can prove that they gangster without actually being gangster today. What in the fuck you think these young bulls gonna do? It's become a game where people do it on purpose to try to keep the murder capital of the world rank. That's sad. So we kill ourselves off to keep a rank of somewhere we don't even own, just like claiming our hoods. We don't own none of that shit. But yet and still, all of us stand up talking about a better day. We shall overcome. My people, we got to come together. We got to move one way while you got a knife in my back the other way. Continuing on after number 13, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, we got Youngstown, Ohio, Wilmington, Delaware. Isn't that Delaware or some shit? Right? Flint, Michigan. Marion, Indiana. Camden, New Jersey. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Alton, Illinois. See, Illinois, they're killing it, but it's just not Chicago. It's, you know, Chicago's not above everybody. And like I said, there could be a reprise list, but I'm going with this one for right now just to prove a point. Memphis, Tennessee coming in 22nd. Kansas City, Missouri. Newark, New Jersey. Dayton, Ohio. Shreveport, Louisiana. Riviera Beach, Florida. Alexandria, Louisiana. Sagna. Why you always got to give me what I can't pronounce? I don't got the tongue for that. You know what I'm saying? Saginaw, Michigan. And then number 30, and this is just the top 30. West Palm Beach, Florida. no Chicago, no New York. So you guys, I hope you mean you guys are competing just because of how many deaths have taken place, like, and maybe over the last few months or something like that, and you just judging for New York and Chicago. But it kind of seems like you're pulling a Takashi 6ix9ine / academics thing, because I guess you're trying to have a powerful run again. You guys know, it's sweeps week. Like they do in the news, it's sweeps week. Everybody's looking for some content. Trust me.
There was
PM. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel.
Shootings in New York City this past weekend, and about 65 in Chicago. So we're running neck and neck right now with Chicago and gun violence all over New York City. But you choose to bait AKon to come out to debate you over Takashi 6ix9ine. Now let's get into Takashi 6ix9ine. Let me give you my perspective on Takashi 6ix9ine.
The reason why, hold on, before your perspective, I just thought about it. You ever think that maybe Mysonne wants to debate him maybe over 6ix9ine because maybe he feel like while you sitting over there doing this shit with 6ix9ine, with a rat at that, being that you come from prison, you know what I mean? So you know the politics. But scratch that part. You don't think that maybe he just think that AKon is wasting his time doing songs and shit with Takashi 6ix9ine when he could be doing so much more? Oh, but he is doing so much more for his people, his country. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's business, whatever. AKon, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He make his own fucking choice. Do I think he should have made that choice to mess with Takashi 6ix9ine? No, I don't. But y'all see what's weird about this video, what I'm trying to point out? The 2 dudes he's talking about, shit. The 3 dudes he's talking about, shit. Even Takashi did something, shit. He went and snitched and had the balls to walk around the street after doing it. More than I can say about you. Still, even though I don't agree with it, still more than I can say about you. So you're on Mysonne's case about wanting to debate AKon. It doesn't matter what he wants to debate him about. The point is, both of them dudes is out there beating feet against the concrete. You over there giving shouts out to the sidewalk for keeping you out the streets. Give me a break, man.
Takashi 6ix9ine was never supposed to get in the whip. He was never supposed to be a gang member.
We already know that.
He was never supposed to be placed in any situations where violence has taken place. He wasn't even supposed to be around those conversations because he wasn't built for that. Mel Murder knew this. Shotty knew this. I come from an era.
Here we go.
Of hardcore gangsters.
But you're on YouTube, and by street code, you give out way too much information. So aren't you in violation? Because you come from the gangsters, right? Nigga, I come from gangsters. You ain't the only one. Nobody give a damn about that. And the nigga that gotta keep saying that is truly not that one. Remember, gangsters move in silence. That's a message to all of you loudmouth niggas. Real ones move in silence. Now, don't get me wrong, because there's some that will get loud, but it's only in response to the weak ones. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, yes, an awakening coming today. There's a new Thurgood Jenkins today. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand what time it is. I said at the beginning of 2020 that we gonna see the faces of everybody, and the demons can run. You can run and try to hide, but that mask you put on is melting right off of y'all. It's melting right off of y'all, and you guys are showing the true colors. They scrambling. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro, you talk a lot of shit about the street code and the street this and the street that and all that shit, but then you start calling out shit like you're just a civilian pointing a finger at street niggas, pointing a finger at the street code, but then go right back to it. Man, this is what y'all gotta understand. I come from the era of gangsters and killers. Nigga, it's gangsters and killers today. That nigga, that nigga Travis down the street in them skinny jeans, that nigga will shoot you. It's a whole different way today, but in every era there was always gangsters and killers. But what you call us, Bloods, Crips, GD folks, Vice Lords, folk on the hustlers, all that stuff, we gang banging. Not everybody gang banging is a gangster. Gangsters, truth be told, know how to handle business. They not out here on the corners. Truth be told, a lot of the little runners and the soldiers it's pretty much like bottom feeders because they out on the blocks, they out on the corners, they out losing their lives at 16, 17. But you got to start somewhere to earn something, to earn some rank and shit like that. Not that I'm promoting the gang culture, but the real gangsters is the same motherfuckers that you be talking about run this world. So gangsters is always here because it's a trickle down theory, and one big pyramid scheme is how the system works. Now, if you need me to learn you a little something, man, just holler at me, man. I'm always available. Always.
And I'm not saying that Mel and Shotty wasn't hardcore gangsters. They was. But they were stupid. And stupid is as stupid does. Their stupidity.
You see that? You see that?
Doing something.
If you pay attention to what he's saying, he's literally reciting quotes from different places. You can always tell niggas that watch TV a lot. Documentaries and gangster flicks and, you know what I mean? Nigga probably watch Paid in Full maybe 1,000 times. Nah, not 1,000. Not 1,000, that was me. I watched it 1,000 times, but shit, I watched Belly like 1,000,000. But you don't see me out here, you know what I mean? You don't see me out here trying to be like that. You don't see me out here using quotes and stuff that you hear everybody use. I got my own style. And that's what us as men need to start remembering. We've bitten off of everything else so much, we forgot how to be original. That's why we sit back, settle, wait for a leader to lead us instead of niggas getting up and leading your own walk. And we can all meet up somewhere, but everybody lead and get their own. Lead your family. A grown man could support grown black man could support a black leader, no doubt. But don't sit back and wait for another man to lead you. Lead your family righteous. Lead your family the way they supposed to walk. And if somebody comes up and they get big and they're a righteous leader, make sure you support that. But you lead your family. The person that's standing up speaking for your culture is just giving you the instructions, giving you the blueprints, giving you what they have found out that may be able to help with your life. But we can't even do that right. Because the same thing that this dude did, a lot of them do. When that money start flowing in, it changed the way they are. But I'm more hard pressed. Like E40. I've had major money and I've been broke before. And both times I was the same person. I made sure of that. Because money don't change me. Money only changes the way people think about me. It's a difference.
Something that nobody else would have done. Takashi would have never been involved in any shootings. He would have never known about it, because where I come from, the era that I come from, dudes that's not built like that.
That's a fact,
GP. Dudes away from those conversations, and you keep the women away from those conversations. They put him in the mix of a lifestyle that they shouldn't have put him in a mix.
I agree with all that.
Made him feel like a king, like he could be a shot caller when he was never supposed to be placed in that type of environment. Nobody.
I wish he'd keep his hands still. Too animated. That's not necessarily street. But I agree with him as far as I've said that before also. That's why it bugs me that he's sitting here saying this and you getting views for this old ass quote. Nigga, we said this a long time ago before he ever went to jail. We said it before it happened. But he's also going to sit here and say he said it. Cut it out, man. Man, these niggas be crazy. Everybody, we can't get nowhere as a black culture because everybody think they that one. Everybody think they that one. Everybody think they God. And the way they get by that is say, nigga, we gods. We all gods. So since we all got the mindset that we all gods, we all think that we running something, and that ain't what it means. We are all gods, but it don't mean that you running something, so the clash and the divide come because each one think that they the more alpha god. I gotta run it. Why he gotta run it, man? And then the nigga that's working the money for our community, he taking off the top because we can't not be shady. We can't do that. Even to the point where we stealing content, calling people out for the wrong things, sitting up acting like we can teach when we need to learn. Acting like we need to speak. Come on, man. I've been doing this a long time. I've been talking to people a long time, way before. This shit I do on YouTube, this ain't even what I'm really into. The way I speak and the way I critique and all that type of stuff, yeah, that's me all day. That's how I get down. But do you know how long it took me to get to the point where I could critique things like that? You know why? Because I built my common sense. You got to work that thing out, man. Everything about your body, you got to work out. I can't synthol my motherfucking common sense and my brain power. You know what I'm saying? You got to work that fucking muscle, man. Or you sit out here and be stupid and keep reciting the same old dumb shit because you got your brain power on replay. Instead of just having it on play and having the option of DVR so you can go back and grab some shit you might have forgot about. In case the niggas in the back row didn't hear what I said. You understand what I'm saying? Like, come on, bruh. Get your shit together. You want to speak like an intellectual when you're not intellectual. Or may I say, you want to speak intellectually when you are not an intellectual. Diggins.
Else would have had a boy that was worth so much money and messed the bag up like that. Nobody else. So personally, I feel like Mel Murder and Shotty and the rest of those dudes, Harv.
Hey, y'all, man, shout out to his lordship that's in the building. If you guys don't know that the intro that we play here on the Dice Factor here on DDM TV, that was made and created by none other than his lordship. So shout out to him for that, man. Shout out to you, bro.
Got exactly what they were looking for. You reap what you sow. They knew that.
Oh, whoa. Oh, my God. I would love to just, you know what I'm going to start doing with the Hassan Campbell shit? I'm going to just start playing the video from the beginning. We going to watch it through, then we going to go back and dice it up. Because this nigga don't give us no time to listen to nothing. That's how fucked up, oh my God, this is fucked up thinking. This is how messed up this dude is in the head that you can't even get through a full sentence without pausing it and critiquing everything he say. Because it's all wrong. It's all fucked up. You dig what I'm saying?
That dude wasn't built like that. They knew he wasn't built like that.
We all knew.
You running around all over the internet and you claiming gang. Gang. Did you forget that the FBI was watching and they're watching gang members become multi-millionaires? I think somewhere down the line, these cats forgot about Black Wall Street. They forgot about places like Rosewood. They forgot about the Tuskegee experiment. You forgot that there was a system. You forgot about the Black Panthers. So you knew this system that hit us as black people with everything but the kitchen sink. They done hit us with everything trying to bring us down. Now you sit up there and y'all got this little dude that's being paid by the elite to keep the community distracted with all this trolling stuff. That's why they let him out. He's a
Okay, now your boy is speaking, and man, that beat in the background is fire. That little techno, little hip hop, that shit fire, nigga. Or maybe I'm just high, I don't know. But what the hell is this dude talking about? Like, really, what the fuck is this dude? Is this dude talking about? Watch, peep this. Listen closely.
They keep the community distracted.
Right here.
That's being paid. Now you sit up there and y'all got this little dude.
Listen.
That's being paid by the.
That's being paid.
The elite.
By the elite.
The community distracted.
To keep the community distracted.
That's why they let him out.
And that's why they let him out. It had nothing to do with him telling on them dudes and turning state's evidence. It didn't have nothing to do with RICO Act or none of that. This was all a government plot, which y'all know how I think, so I do believe the narrative is like that. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to do the dice up, man. This is not personal. This is the show. So I gotta critique it. For the simple fact that I can't sit here and tell you, you know what I mean? I can't tell you for a fact that that's what's going on. All I can tell you is through my common sense and through my travels, what I have picked up would lean more towards being narrative driven. He was a pawn from the start. Right? But if you knew that from the jump, mister, you knew it. Don't you live in New York, nigga? Why you didn't go holler at niggas? Cause you the street nigga, right? Niggas respect you. You come from the school of murderers and killers. Same school I come from. I swear, when I pause it like this and he's staring like right into the camera, I swear it's like he's listening to me. I almost want to say, nigga, quit staring me in my eye like that. Nigga, just listen to me talk. But he just said something about my son, talking about my son didn't do something in his neighborhood or something about somebody getting stabbed 3 times or 6 times or something like that. I kind of forgot. If we need to, we'll go back. But 6ix9ine and all them was in your city. Was close enough to you where you can catch the bus to wherever they're at. Right? Y'all was all in New York, right? Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Flatbush. You know what I mean? Did you once go out there and beat feet and go try to talk to them brothers? Being that you was a big YouTuber and shit. I mean, you could even talk to them and try to steer them a whole nother way. Even blew your channel up while doing it. Led them a different way. But no, at that time, you was too busy running amok your damn self. Right? So where do you get the audacity to speak on it now? I don't think you're in a position to speak on anybody. Especially when you know I don't believe your story. Nothing against fighting for the protection of children and stopping child molestation. Nothing against that. I support it. But what I will not support is somebody like you that totally slaps that whole cause in the face every chance you get. You such a victim and you worried about fly clothes and gold chains and shit like that. You such a victim. Why isn't that money out there to protect victims then? Which I can't tell you what to do with your money. You do what you do. But you a nigga that went from ashy to classy on the dime that was there to support a victim. Then you start talking about, oh, you was just getting thighed. So he was moistening up the leg section, which we like to call the taint, where it taint the ass and it taint the nuts. Did I say Alexa? Or did I say taint? I could have swore I said taint. But Alexa popped up anyway. See, there she go again. Let me get her up out of here. But maybe I was supposed to stop talking about that because this is the Dice Up, and this is not the personal video that I'm gonna do towards this dude, right? So maybe, you know, the smart features are working for me, I guess. I know they're listening and I know they're recording, but anyway, let's continue, man. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself, man. And once again, I thank you guys for being here, man. You guys are beautiful, man. Also, man, make sure you guys tap that like button so we can send some of them signals out so people can get over here. You know what I mean? Once they hear that dice roll, they'll be like, oh, the dice up is in session. You understand what I'm saying? Also, if you would like to support the channel, that is, hit me up on the Cash App at $DYSE All love is supported, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you in advance. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on because we ain't done.
He's a major distraction to the people, and that's what he's there for. So they had to separate them dudes from him because they don't want to see gangbangers in New York. There's something special about New York. They don't want to see gangbangers in New York rise to power. And then as you rise to power, you start to wake up. As you start to wake up, you start to wake others up. They don't want that to happen, so they eliminated them dudes. It was wake up,
hold on.
And then as you ride New York,
he don't know what he's talking about. Listen.
In New York, there's something special about New York dudes from him because they don't want to see gangbangers in New York. There's something special about New York. They don't want to see gangbangers in New York rise to power. And then as you rise to power, you start to wake up.
They don't want to see gang members rise to power in New York. And as they start to rise to power, they start to wake up. Nigga, how many times you see that? How many times do you see that? Because even when they woke, you step into that life, it ain't that easy to just step out. You still gonna end up being that thug. Not saying that people don't rise up with money and smarten up and wise up. But usually when people rise up with money and gain power, it means destruction. That's usually how it goes. You got to be, I'm telling you, to gain wealth in this world, real wealth, you got to be devious somewhat. Think of everybody that you know that's wealthy in this world, rich in this world. Somewhat, some way, they're a little bit diabolical.
Start to wake up, you start to wake others up. They don't want that to happen, so they eliminated them dudes. It was easy to do.
Don't have nothing to do with riches and shit. When people rise to power, it's because they got that smooth mouth, that smooth mouthpiece. Obviously, I don't have it, but they spitting the right stuff, walking the right walk, tearing down walls and moving mountains. Ain't got nothing to do with being out here in the streets, selling drugs or doing any of that or taking care of some motherfucker that's gonna potentially snitch on us. Do I think them dudes was out of line to let that dude get so far in it? Yeah, but I don't think you got the right to call that out. Because I don't see you out there stepping to nobody that want to step to you. Not in real life. I see you talk about it behind this camera, but I don't see you stepping to nobody. All the controversy you done had, we ain't seen one fight, but you up in Burger King with the Mexicans and stuff and calling out some kids that's at the kiosk. But you go somewhere else to 125th or something and people trying to set you up. Oh. You know, I'm gonna keep that to myself. Let's continue.
Them dudes, they basically, truth of the matter is, these dudes is doing football numbers in jail over nothing. Mel and Shadi did that to themselves. Not one time do you hear.
Yeah, they did that to themselves, but and being a street nigga by street code, I'm not gonna lie either though. Them niggas are not in jail for nothing. If I'm not mistaken, they was setting up their RICO charges on them before Takashi even came around. But when Takashi came around, they found their mole. So they gave them leeway to do everything they was doing. They ran a narrative on them. They played a mind game on them, They manipulated them. Them niggas was hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. But they didn't go down for nothing. Because when it comes down to it, you talking about they went to jail, they went to prison for nothing, but talking about my son living by street code and supporting Black Lives Matter or supporting blacks in general and trying to do the right thing. But you say these dudes went to jail for nothing? When there's video and all that of these dudes living that street life, and I can't knock them because I used to live that life. I wish they would have changed, and I wish we all could change. But you don't make any sense, bro. You talk just to be talking. And it's crazy that people go and pay for this shit. I gotta pull teeth to get a donation. And we cutting up real shit over here. This a real reputable in these streets. This a real street nigga. This a real motherfucking freedom fighter. This a real black man. This is a real husband, father, grandfather. This is a real one. And motherfuckers like us gotta pull teeth to get views, gotta pull teeth to get money. And truth be told, as far as the views, I like, it's cool with a smaller crowd, even though I don't mind holding a bigger crowd, but it's okay with a smaller crowd because it's easier to function with the chat. It's easier to function with the people that way. But I watch too many people go over and shit like this shouldn't have blown up. See, we jump on any fucking story there is. Well, let me take that back. I can't say we jump on every single story there is. I would say we jump behind him to support him when his story came out about being a victim, even though he said we got to clear Bam's name when it was Ron Savage. Trust me when I tell you this is Ron Savage's story. He rolled with it. They all rolled with it. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be some sort of plan to, you know what I mean, do whatever on YouTube and get paid. And Hassan got greedy and big-headed. Well, I'm a star. I'm out of here. That type shit. I mean, since he's saying how it went down with Takashi, I can say how it went down with him, right? Don't quote me on that. That's not a fact. I'm just saying, when you sit back and you look at the situation, you can peep it for what it is. You got to step out real quick and just look at it. This is one of the most hypocritical people I've seen on YouTube. And there's a lot of hypocrites.
Mysonne addressing Jim Jones, like, yo, Jimmy, what you said over that phone, it wasn't for you to be in the streets as long as you've been in the streets, Jimmy. You knew you wasn't supposed to have that conversation over the phone and say what you said. You knew the feds was listening to you. You just got locked up for guns and drugs in the car. You knew you was hot. You know the phones is hot. But you sanctioned a hit on this young man on the phone, and ain't nobody's calling Jimmy out for not going to jail, for not getting locked up by the feds after he put a hit on Takashi. Nah, we don't hear Mike speaking on none of that, but I'll be your Huckleberry. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know if he thinks saying, but I'll be your Huckleberry sound cool or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he think that shit. That shit sound weird.
The hypocrisy in this dude is just crazy.
You can't be a hypocrite calling out hypocrites. It's hypocritical. You cannot be a hypocrite calling out hypocrites. It's hypocritical to do that. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I used to tell you guys, you can't complain. You can't complain to somebody about something they're doing while doing the same thing that you're complaining about when you're complaining. That's hypocritical. You know, I see a lot of people throw a lot of words around and stuff like that. That's why I've been throwing little quotes and stuff, little inspirational quotes. I still got to do my PM message to all. You know what I mean? But if you guys pay attention to some of these content creators and stuff, man, there are some people that's actually teaching y'all something, and it's not like they're necessarily teachers or trying to be anybody's leaders or anything like that. It's just a skill they have and they're sharing it. But if you pay attention to it, instead of being in awe about it to the point where you're blinded to everything else because you're paying attention to the bells and the whistles, you just might learn something. You know how much I've learned from a lot of y'all, and y'all don't even know you taught me? Just like I know a lot of people because I see a lot of people and what they do on their content. even bigger channels than me, I've noticed got a lot from me. There's some big channels that have came to me and said, man, yeah, I got that from you. I don't know how you did that, but I got that from you. Man, that's a big salute for me. Like, I appreciate that, bro, that you was actually paying attention. Just like when I pay attention to somebody else's shit, I learn a lot. A lot of shit I do on YouTube, a lot of the graphics, all that shit, I learned from watching people and using common sense and then going to figure it out on my own before I had anybody I can go to. But now I got a few people that's a little savvy in certain fields that I'm not savvy in, and I'm probably savvy in certain fields that they're not in, and that's how we pay it forward with each other. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gotta get it together. What up, Chris?
You cannot be on the front line of Black Lives Matter and sit up there and uphold the street code. That was the dumbest conversation you could have ever had with AKon. But if you wanted to put AKon on
mind you, I have not heard the conversation with AKon and Mysonne. But we ain't really talking about them. We talking about this nigga.
So what you should have did was you should have had a conversation.
Y'all hit the like button, man. Make sure y'all support the channel, share the channel.
Why did China give him $1 billion to open up their own little city inside Africa? Why are you helping the Chinese government invade Africa? That should have been the conversation. As black people, haven't we been through enough?
Oh, that should have been a conversation, which would mean, I mean, I understand, but this ain't Africa. This is America. My son is asking him about dude doing a song with a known rat from America. And whatever my son wanted to ask AKon, that's what he can ask him. He a grown-ass man, whether we like it or not. I agree that he should have been talking about other stuff than Takashi 6ix9ine. And just like I agree that AKon should have never have done a song with Takashi 6ix9ine. But how people move is their business. I ain't lose no sleep over it. But since it's my son, you're losing sleep over it. Instead of attacking the brother, if you feel like something's wrong, why not try to correct the brother? Like, I'm not attacking you. The reason why you're on the dice up is because hopefully something that I say that other people might not have said, or maybe the way they put it or something, maybe something that I say may correct you. You'll never have my support. You've showed devious too many times. And like I always say, when somebody show me their face the first time, I believe that motherfucker. And that's just how it go. But that don't mean I have to give up on trying to correct what's wrong, because, you know, problems in the community don't just mess with one, it messes with all. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that on their little journey up the YouTube ladder. Not just Hassan. A lot of you narcissistic ass people that sit around and call other people narcissistic all day. Something wrong with y'all. You need help. Shit, you need Jesus.
It is what it is. That's my take on this whole topic with Takashi 6ix9ine. Takashi 6ix9ine is accepted by the people because he was never supposed to be accepted in that gangster lifestyle. So it doesn't.
I feel you, PM. I'm a little different on that. PM said the vibe I get from him, he was abused by others. He wants to sound tough because of guilt and shame. Now I think he was kind of an L7 dude. Got told what to do around town. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. He a small dude. Truth be told, I feel like he was a follower of people. That's what happened with him. But I feel you on that part if he was really abused, but to me, he don't move like a person that was abused. I've seen abused people. There's people that was abused in my family. There's victims in my family. You understand what I'm saying? And when you seen B Stinger, Ron Savage, that was the face of a victim. That was your victim right there. They forced that boy to take money and shut him down. And you could tell he was not really cut from that thread at all. So you guys have B Stinger around you guys, around the Zulu Nation and all that type of stuff. So doesn't that kind of contradict? And he's not cut from that type of cloth. He's not cut for that. So don't that kind of contradict what this dude is saying about Takashi and Treyway or the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods? He ain't cut from that. He should have never been there. He should have never been doing that. Well, Ron Savage should have never been molested because he's not cut from the same cloth as the Zulu Nation, so he never should have been there either. Come on, man. What I tell y'all yesterday, this shit is too easy. Man, common sense. It's too easy. I don't even gotta dog walk these niggas to make them look bad. Did I say bad? I mean bad. My bad. My bad. Whatever. The fuck. But I don't even have to dog walk none of these dudes, man, because my critique handles that. My dice up handles that. I don't have to get rugged and raw. I don't go after people's mothers or nothing like that. But I have seen this dude do that. I have seen this dude putting other people's kids in his car, shit like that, like it was okay. So then that brings me to another point of a lot of things that go on YouTube. There's a lot of mental illness on YouTube and people don't see it. There's a lot of mental illness, drug addicts, murderers, business people, rich folks that will donate hundreds and thousands to channels to keep the havoc going. This is their playground for them. A motherfucker that the money don't mean nothing to, that, you know what I mean? Motherfucker probably got millions by their dad or something like that, or even some older people that got their own millions, could easily be on here donating to the beef channels and stuff to keep certain shit going. Because we already know that a lot of you niggas can be easily bought. Niggas can easily buy you on here. It's all about the bag, right? Do anything for the bag. Shit, even got you niggas around here getting your motherfucking salad tossed and shit for the bag. Fuck. You niggas is crazy, boy.
The same when you look at a Takashi as, oh, he's a rat, to as you looking at a Nicky Barnes and an Alpo. Alpo was official. So it doesn't sit the same. I don't care about Takashi 6ix9ine ratting because he was supposed to. He wasn't built for the stuff that he was in. Now, if you want me to speak and you want me to, let's say, all right. Exactly,
Genesis, and that's what I'm talking about. When B Stinger came out with the story, dropped the story about him being molested and shit by Bam and whatever was going on with the Zulu Nation. You know, and much respect to all them brothers or whatever. I don't rock with Bam, you know what I mean? But much respect to the Zulu Nation and the accomplishments that they have brought forth. But Hassan was one of the ones that got mad, even went on Samnetta's show, got mad at B Stinger for coming out with that story about being molested, and then also said that we got to clear Bam's name. But then lo and behold, all of a sudden, Hassan Campbell comes out with the story too, or also. Now, if your story is real and you're a real victim, then why would you as a victim get mad at Ron Savage for breaking his story out? It don't matter if y'all was gonna do it together or whatever would have you. That's his story to tell. But then it's okay for you to come out with the story. But now a real victim might want to push that story away so they don't have to bring it up or do any of that anymore, right? They don't want to talk about it anymore. So I can understand that. But that ain't the case with you. When things are going bad and you want to jump in and play victim, then you go right back to, oh, this is how y'all coming at somebody that was molested and da-da-da-da-da. But you can sit out here talking to niggas greasy. And you say people talk about when you was 15 and all that type of stuff. And if you say you was raised around them, bro, like, was you not a soldier as a teenager? Like, come on, bro. I was already from the set. I was already gangbanging. I was already doing all that at 12. Fighting grown niggas at 15. I don't know your situation, so I can't speak on that. So I'm not gonna roast you too hard on that, right? I'm just saying. Oh yeah. I hear you. It's me. I hear you, and that's exactly what I'm saying. They went for the bag. Were they wrong? Should they not have let that dude get too close to everything like that? Yeah. But I mean, we're not going to act like 9 Trey's the only motherfuckers that slipped up and got caught up by the police. And even if they knew what was going on, they was probably trying to get shit straight, set their families up right before they went. Because they're cut from that cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Shit happens, man. Shit happens. We're going to make some bad mistakes in life. And we're going to make some good ones. Not, I wouldn't say good mistakes, but we're going to make some good choices in life. You understand what I'm saying? But, yeah, I totally agree. They chose money over morals. Now, me, I'm a different dude. I choose morals over money. So, but I do understand where they was coming from. It's not hard. It's not hard to understand where they coming from as far as chasing the bag. You know what I mean? I don't agree with it. Not at all. Not at all.
You feel some type of way about Alpo. There's a difference of the caliber of dude. Now, I'm not mad at Takashi for snitching. He did exactly what I expected him to do. He did it exactly what I predicted him to do. This is why my channel got so big. Speaking on Takashi 6ix9ine and Trey
wow.
with Trey Way. This is why my channel got so big. Him to do. He did it exactly.
Is that why his channel got so big? Because I could have sworn the big argument with everybody is about his story, about being molested by Bam. But right now he's saying Takashi 6ix9ine is the reason why his channel got so big. So, are you paying homage to Takashi? That's why you ain't mad at it? Because that was content. I mean, y'all remember when Takashi was out running around with 9 Trey? That's where a lot of you YouTubers was born at. But that ain't how Hassan came in reporting on Takashi 6ix9ine. He came in as a victim that was going through a situation with child molestation. And people got behind him, supported him, sent money to him, everything. Which, I mean, I don't tell nobody what to do with their bread. Y'all do what y'all do, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that the facts is the facts. The facts is the facts, because he just sat here and said he built his channel off Takashi 6ix9ine. So is that paying homage? Because if I'm not mistaken, you didn't start off as a vlogger. You started off as a victim, the other V word. Come on, man, get your marbles together, bro.
Exactly what I predicted him to do. This is why my channel got so big.
And we all predicted him to do it.
Takashi 6ix9ine and Trey Way, when Trey Way was it was the streets. When all of y'all dudes were scared to mention Takashi name because he had dudes like Shotty in him, I was.
Listen to what he's saying. Now remember how many people were actually reporting on Trey Way and Takashi 6ix9ine. Remember, everybody was reporting on this, right? Let's hear your boy again.
All of y'all dudes were scared to mention Takashi Way when Trey Way was it was the streets. When all of y'all dudes were scared to mention Takashi name because he had dudes like Shotty in him, I was.
No, you mean when you were scared to mention Takashi's name because he had dudes like Shotty and Mel Murder in them. Because you didn't necessarily talk on Takashi that much like you claiming right now. Everybody else did. Everybody was talking about their situation. So where in the fuck was anybody scared? Where in the hell was anybody scared? You see the bullshit? And y'all know when I dice something up, I can, I dice that shit up to fit all aspects of this shit. It's not just about him. This is what people do. When stories die down and shit like that, them motherfuckers always come back talking about they did something when nobody else did. When that's a bold-faced lie right there. You was able to turn on YouTube and see Takashi 6ix9ine's face everywhere. Not necessarily on Hassan Campbell's channel like that.
Mentioning them dudes' names and saying they was going down, and guess what? They went down. You know why? Because it was easy to predict. They was too reckless. Everything that they did was too reckless. So you could see it a mile away. And if everybody could see their downfall, Shotty and Mel should have been able to see their own downfall. They didn't. Now in life, you reap what you sow. They dropped the ball. They fumbled with it. They had a multi-million-dollar bag flying on jets from one island to the next island, and you threw all of that away?
Just like you about to throw all your shit away.
Takashi 6ix9ine was supposed to tell. He wasn't built like that. You had a little boy running with grown men that wasn't built like these grown men. It is what it is. That's my take on it. He was supposed to tell. Do I respect him? Hell no. Do I like him and what he stand for? No. His number one job, what he was released for into these streets, was to keep us distracted.
Now, the title of this video says, Mysonne debates AKon over Takashi 6ix9ine. Here's my take. Now, it's over Takashi 6ix9ine, but it's supposed to be about Mysonne debating AKon. How long did he talk about AKon and Mysonne? Not long at all, did he? It's mostly about 9 Trey and Takashi 6ix9ine. Kind of clickbaitish. I mean, you probably get more views going just with the 6ix9ine narrative that you own or whatever, but you really didn't have a gripe with Mysonne and debating AKon. But since Mysonne was a part of it, you kind of, I think you kind of wanted to talk about 6ix9ine because I guess it's going to bring views, but your real issue is just Mysonne because you didn't really talk about their debate like that too much. You didn't talk about it too much. You just mentioned the fact that why does he want to debate AKon over 6ix9ine when he could ask him this? Then we was on to talking about Takashi and Treyway. But your title states Mysonne debates AKon over Takashi 6ix9ine. Here's my take. You're talking about where Takashi should have been and where he shouldn't have been, and you knew he was gonna rat, and I ain't mad at him for ratting, and I built my channel off Takashi 6ix9ine, but where is the talk about Mysonne debating AKon? Y'all see where I'm at a loss with this video right here? That's why I went for it. Because I was at a loss right here. I'm still waiting. It's 13 minutes long. I'm waiting for that conversation. Takashi 6ix9ine is just what it was over. The debate is what it was over. This is not supposed to be a video about 9 Trey and Takashi 6ix9ine. Hell, nigga, you got me talking about Treyway and Takashi 6ix9ine, and I ain't even here to talk about them. I'm here to talk about you, AKon, and Mysonne. Get your shit together, man. We almost done with this one. But afterwards, you know what I'm saying? I think, what time is it? What time is it? Let me see what time it is. Afterward, I might come back for a good half an hour real quick, just in case anybody wants to step up and on the panel and hit the link and chop it up for a little bit. And anybody that got any issues can do the same. But other than that, it's just a little kickback before I go to bed, get ready for work. You know, hang out with y'all for a little bit. Because when I do it on the OBS and shit, I'm doing the dice up, I can't really concentrate on the comments too much, you know what I mean? So I just want to start having the after show so people can come in at the after show and just hang out. It's no topic or nothing. It's just the after show after the show.
The youth distracted to keep you looking in the wrong direction while laws is being passed, your freedom is being taken away. This is what Takashi is here for. That's my take on that. Every time Mysonne open up his mouth, it's like, yo, are you really down with Black Lives Matter or are you down with the street code? You can't do both. Absolutely not. You can't. You got mothers crying over the street code. They crying because criminals are not going to jail because these criminals done robbed their children of their lives.
Look, see, he lost me again. Listen, let's see if we can make sense of this. Hold
criminals, you got mothers crying. Can't do both. Are you really down with Black Lives? Every time Mysonne open up his mouth, it's like, yo, are you really down with Black Lives Matter or are you down with the street code? You can't do both.
Says who?
Absolutely not. You can't.
Says him?
You got mothers crying over the street code. They crying because criminals are not going to jail because
this Negro don't know what the street code is. Because in the context that he's trying to use it, it doesn't fit. Excuse me. It doesn't fit because he uses it as in the street code says that, oh, this dude over here shooting right now, oh, that's street code right there. He just killed that dude. That's street code. He was supposed to do that. Hey, that's street code over there. You were supposed to do that. Come on, man. That's not what street code mean at all.
These criminals done robbed their children of their lives.
Look, street code is a way of life. Street politics is something you live by. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a spelling test. It's something you live by. It's a way of life. Street politics don't mean that you're a murderer. Street politics don't necessarily mean that you're a drug dealer.
You can't be a civilian and a gangster at the same time. It's either you're a civilian or
Period,
you're a gangster.
GP, facts.
It's either Black Lives Matter or you down with the street.
And the person that he said he didn't have a problem with him telling because he expected him to do that. Yeah, of course, we expected him to do that. But he broke street code when he stepped in to the street. Excuse me, I almost lost my voice. I got all high pitched and shit. Y'all niggas don't be laughing. But he stepped into the street code rules really his whole life. All these suckers and shit that's sitting around here living a fake street life, they still got to go by street code or die because they've been living in the street. They've been perpetrating the street life, street code. So Takashi, once he wanted to live that life and he started getting big-headed and wanted to be the gangster and everybody tests his gangster is when he stepped in to the new rules. He was no longer a civilian, whether he was going to snitch or not. He was supposed to live by a code if he wanted to be a part of the street. So he's held to that standard. You don't get that? You say, oh, this is what I expected him to do and all that. Now, had he been a regular civilian, nobody would probably be after him. But he wasn't. That nigga tried to live the street life. And one thing, whether you can live the street life or not, if you try it, the first minute you step into trying to live the street life, the street code applies. By default. There's no getting around that. Just like when you become a snitch, you wear that jacket for life. Pedophile, you wear that jacket for life. When you step into the street, whether you can handle the street or not, your rules of the game change for life.
Street code. That was a conversation you should have never had. It is what it is. That's my take. But let me know in the comment section what y'all feel about that. Please tell me. I'll wait. I'll be reading. And I'm out.
I'll wait. I'll be waiting. I'll be reading. Now, let me quit clowning. I ain't trying to clown right now. But you get what I'm saying? Like, Hassan Campbell be all over the fucking place with the shit he talk about. I think it's more so about sounding a certain way than saying a certain thing. You feel me? There was another one in here that I wanted to get at. Oh, we did that one, but there was one about Chicago's blood. Yeah, let's check this one out real quick. I was gonna save and do that one later, but let's go ahead and check it out. Man, and thank y'all for rocking tough, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share the videos, and if you want to support, man, hit the Cash App for your boy one time.
Watch the video.
What they say, hit the Cash App, make these niggas mad, because they are coming at me, y'all. So give me some of that, make these niggas mad, Cash App. No, I'm just, I'm just fucking with y'all, man.
Somebody recorded from Instagram and posted up on YouTube. With one of them gangbangers talking about getting get back for Duck.
One of them gangbangers, like you ain't talk about you being a street nigga. So why we gotta be one of them gangbangers? Like you not part of the street, like you claim, right? You under street code, like I just talked about. So under street code, you respect all gangsters.
And as I look through the video, I can't help but seeing two teenage boys that look like they ain't no older than 13, 14 walking behind them.
Listen to this.
And it just turned my stomach. It just turned my stomach. Because it's like, there's no rules and integrity in the Chicago gangbanging. None.
Says the person that's not from the streets of Chicago. He ain't from Caprini Green. None of that. And you telling people there's no integrity and shit like that. Now, no matter what we see, certain things you don't have the right to speak on because you're not from that grade of sand. You can't speak on San Diego and what goes on with gangbanging in San Diego, whether we got high murders, we shoot at the police or whatever. You can't judge it because you're not from there. Now, you talk about somebody doing something, having guns and all that shit and having 2 young boys behind them. Me personally, I don't see that any less dangerous than you taking 2 young boys in your car and those aren't your kids. And you're too old to be their friend. Where's the integrity? You see how hypocritical some can be without even noticing? Without even noticing that they're hypocrites. It's almost like they're so busy searching through their brain for something to pull out that they forget what they've already said or forget what they've already done. Because you even get on people about the way they talk at certain times. Like you got on FBG Duck's mom about what she said about her son, talking about she lying. But what about you? Well, what about what you have came on here and have said about your mom, about your sister, about your son, about other people, other content creators? You allowed to do that, but then come right back in turn and try to speak righteous? I don't think Malcolm X would have spit in my food and then come back and try to give and try to pray for me.
I sit back and I analyze this gang culture of Chicago, and it turns my stomach because I'm hearing story after story after story of mothers and grandmothers crying because these mothers and grandmothers done buried them sons and then started burying the next generation of grandchildren.
Okay, now with that being said, I understand the mothers and the grandmothers and all that type of stuff, but the stories that you try to tell us and shit and how you live life and all that shit don't matter. When you talk about coming and harming other content creators that's calling you out on your bullshit, that's not giving a damn about my mother or my father or anybody. You know what I mean? You got a son out there that's full blown homosexual by your own words, by your own admittance, right? You don't think that boy still needed a father? Especially if he was a victim and you would see, that's what I mean when I say this dude doesn't move like he understands what victimhood is. Like he's never actually been there. Used it as a narrative because he has a son that was a victim, right? And you disown him for what? Because he's gay or something? You're homophobic? Which I understand if you've been molested, but if you're homophobic, then why keep going to Bam's house? Don't give me that bullshit about, oh man, he like my dad, man, he raised me. So, like I said before, if my real dad would have molested me, I would have killed that nigga. Dad or not. You a victim, you a victim. Then you tried to say you had Stockholm Syndrome. You got issues. I don't think Stockholm Syndrome is one of them, bro. And that's just my own personal opinion. I don't know if you was really molested or not. You just don't walk the walk or talk the talk like a real victim. Real victims aren't out here trying to be hard to everybody. Now, I understand it when somebody say, well, you know, maybe he put on that persona because, you know, he's trying to cover up for something. I get that. But at some point it becomes to a point where it's getting dangerous for this cat. And if you such a victim, you know, you get scared by certain shit. You know, you get nervous in certain situations and shit. This dude don't seem like he cares too much about that. Like he lives a certain type of life that's not from a victimhood. And that's just my personal opinion. So y'all don't roast me and shit like I'm going against anybody that's been molested by children because, you know, if it really happened to him, that's fucked up. Now, what I do know is true and I believe this shit, is that Bam has molested children. I believe Bam molested Bee Stinger. Now, when I see Bee Stinger, that's the story that gets me. That's the story that's like, man, that's fucked up. These sick motherfuckers. When I hear him talking about it, I ain't even gonna lie. It'd be like, this sick motherfucker using this shit to gain fame. Cause isn't Hassan the same dude that said he was trying to be a rapper and all that shit? He was hanging around the Africa Bambaataa trying to get on all that. Didn't he say all this? Or am I tripping? You know, correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all know y'all can correct me.
Means that you are killing off your own bloodline. I'm gonna say this again.
This nigga always with this. I'm gonna say this again, like he said something, you know, that was smart, intellectual.
Or making your own bloodline go extinct because the fathers is being buried, the brothers is being buried. Duck, mother lost 3 children, all of her sons. Now it's the next generation coming up.
Now,
and
Peep
there's a
Game,
good possibility.
Peep Game got another point for y'all message. Now, FBG Duck's mom lost 3 sons, right? You claim to have 3 murders under your belt. Well, those 3 murders, if they were all males, or if one was a female, whatever, them was somebody's children. Them was somebody's brothers. Them was somebody's sisters. Them could have been somebody's parents. Those was somebody whose future to come, those were their parents. You talking about FBG Duck's mom lost 3 sons, and you're saying it sincerely when I don't think you have the position to do that. Now, somebody like you know, somebody like GP or Lucille or PM might be able to say it sincerely and, man, she lost 3 sons. But niggas like you and I can't. Nigga, we've taken life. Where do you get off being able to speak on it like that from a sincere spot? Like you haven't taken 3 people out, so you say. Y'all see what I mean when I say his personality and the way and his emotions and shit don't match the shit he's talking about? It don't match. That's why everybody's here calling him out, because it don't match. The same way we seen through Takashi, we see through you, man.
She gonna lose her grandsons, her grandbabies too. Some of y'all say, you can't say that. Why can't I? Mother after mother after mother is standing up.
Oh yeah, that was hella suspect. And you talking about the video with him and Derek Williams? He got dude out there, came all the way up to New York to come see him and hang out with him and shit, and he used that dude for content. Just like he'd get rid of his subs and all that shit. Like shout out to my main man, you know what I mean, Wax Dog. Shout out to the little sis Queen Strong. Both of these niggas used to snipe the hell out of me in Hassan Campbell's chat. And now we hella cool. And they was only doing what they was supposed to do because they was moderators. So they just doing what they supposed to do. Don't necessarily mean that they was riding with his ideology or anything like that. And when it came time, they was on the call out train calling his ass out.
Social media putting out cash apps.
A very different type of weird, J-Doe.
Their children. But nevertheless, they have to bury their children and then turn around.
That sound like what I be saying when I be telling motherfuckers like, nigga, you like a new type of stupid.
Bury their grandchildren. And nobody else is saying nothing about this. Everybody else, all these other big platforms, is egging on the wars. I'm looking at Son as he walked down the block with them 2 underage children. And
now, mind you, FBG Duck's mother lost 3 sons. He say he got 3 murders. Then he talk about somebody walking down the street with those 2 little boys, underage children. Don't Hassan got a video in his own car with 2 underage boys that live down the block? Didn't those parents get them boys up away from you because they felt like it was some weird shit? Hypocrites. Calling out hypocrites. I'm going to say that again, like he be saying. I'm going to say that again. Hypocrites. Calling out hypocrites. Y'all see how easy that was? I'm going to say it one more time. Y'all say it with me. Hypocrites calling out man, come on, man. This shit is too easy. This shit is too simple to break down for so many people that I would think have better heads on their shoulders to be going and supporting. And I'm not trying to take his support away. I'm talking about for even other channels. Like, I already know Hassan support them. Ain't nobody, man, there ain't none of them subscribers over there really anybody I know or even know who we are over here. That's the good thing about his following and so many other big followings. You know, you get over 100,000 subs, 200,000 subs, you're going to have a few different sectors tuned in to you. As opposed to where we are right now, where it's pretty much one sector that tune in and we hope other people come from other places. You understand what I'm saying?
Looking at him sipping on lean, promethazine, and I'm like, are you talking about getting revenge on Duck? How is that? You can't even stay sober enough to fight your battle. How you gonna see your enemy creeping when you leaning?
See, I didn't even know that.
When it's wartime, you can't be a lean. At war, stand up niggas don't lean.
See, how can you talk like this? At war, stand up niggas don't lean. Now, always when it's time to go to war and you get to talking that gangster talk, but you was just going in on FBG Duck Mama for not saying this same shit about her son. I don't get how you think, bro. Cause in the same token, you'll turn around and say these gangbangers and we gotta move forward. My son shouldn't have been talking to AKon about Takashi 6ix9ine when there's stronger movements that need to be had. But then when you say when it's wartime, like you down for it, like you down for the shit. You need to make up your mind on what you want to say. Maybe you need to sit down and practice. Maybe you need to just start doing these videos, but doing uploads instead of live. So then you can go back and listen to yourself and correct yourself. Did you forget that you live? Nigga, don't you know that we can see you?
You gotta be prepared for battle. And that's why a lot of you cats is getting slumped out there. Because you can't take an intoxicated mind to war. You gotta be sober. But nevertheless,
that's why you niggas is getting slumped in Chicago, he said. But just in the last video, he said you guys are neck and neck, right? So if you guys are doing it sober and they're doing it intoxicated, what does that say about y'all? And no offense to New York. I'm just merely talking about Hassan Campbell. I got family all through New York. So salute to the NY.
You ever ask yourself a question? Why these record labels ain't saying nothing about what y'all doing to each other? You ever ask yourself a question? How is it that America, blacks in America and whites, done rioted, looted, and tore America up over a black junkie named George Floyd? But they sitting up here and they watching and they relaxing and have nothing to say about.
See, that's the problem.
I have nothing to say about all this here and they over a black junkie, tore America up over a black junkie.
For one, don't be disrespectful like that. I don't give a fuck what he was doing. You could just easily say black man, but you so quick to cut us down. But when it's something to praise about us, it's all of a sudden us again, Hassan, right? And if you knew anything about the movements that have been going on, I don't agree with the looting and all that type of stuff or whatever. But I'm not opposed to it either because people are angry. But see, you so dumb that you figure, oh, everybody's sitting here doing all this over a black junkie. You're totally missing the whole point of the big picture, brother. It's not over George Floyd. It's over the collective of things over decades and generations. Shit has reached a boiling point. But it wasn't just George Floyd that said anything over the pot. That's not the case. That's too easy. It's everything all together. People being sick and tired of being sick and tired. But see, you want to move and you want to be able to speak like a revolutionary. You want to speak towards Mysonne, speak towards AKon, speak towards a lot of people like Jay Prince. All these people that you name are beating feet through these streets while you're sitting there giving shouts out to the sidewalk for keeping you out of the street. I don't see you out there in the world trying to make a difference, because I don't care what your walk of life was. I don't care what happened to you. I don't care where you've been. I don't care about you being a murderer. Hell, I'm one. I don't care. Don't glorify that shit, because it wasn't right, the shit that we did, the life that we lived. Or even helping fill up the prison systems, because what I'll tell you guys about going to prison and going to jail, people like to gloat about that. Oh, I've been here and I was locked up. I did this and da. I was in here for this. Prison and jail is a place that people that were not good at whatever they were doing and got caught for go. The person you see that go back and forth, they always in jail. That's because he suck at what he does, and he keeps trying to do the same thing, which means he's insane, because he keeps expecting different results from doing the same old shit that he keep going to jail for. In other words, niggas can't suck at criminality. I got caught up on some other shit. It was circumstantial shit, but yet and still I wasn't good enough to not get caught, right? I wasn't good enough to not get caught. That's where people that are not good at being a criminal go.
Named George Floyd. But they sitting up here and they watching and they relaxing and have nothing to say about all the mothers just crying over their children.
Look, I said that, GP. I said that in my first video about him and FBG Duck when he was disrespecting his mama. I said the same shit. He don't have the right to speak on FBG Duck, just like I don't, because I didn't listen to one song of his until after he was gone. And I just wasn't into the music. I don't really do the drill thing all too much like that. Not nothing against it. Just it's not my genre of music. But I did check him out after he died and all that. But that don't mean I know enough about him, knew how he rocked or anything to speak on him. This dude goes for the content. Fuck if he knows anything about the person or he does any research. And he was wrong for what he was saying in that video. But as far as him not knowing FBG Duck until after his death gave him no right to speak on anything that was going on over there. And then you take that and you spin more narrative, you spin more content by talking about Chicago. Nigga, what do you know about Chicago's bloodlines? What do you know about what they're doing in Chicago? They're not sitting there telling you what to do in New York. I'm not sitting here telling you what to do in New York, just like you can't tell me how Cali, how that roll. Real shit.
In cases, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. You are eradicating your bloodline. There's bloodlines, sacred bloodlines in Chicago that's being erased from this earth and nobody's saying nothing. Just me.
See, there you go again. There go that narcissism.
Just from this line.
Nobody's saying nothing. No, look. Nobody's saying nothing. There's a whole bunch of videos on what's going on in Chicago from Chicago content creators, as it should be. There's a lot of videos going around about FBG Duck. There's a lot of videos going around about his mama. But nobody's talking about this but him. Can y'all see the delusion? Can y'all smell the narcissism? Oh, it's isms in here today.
In Chicago that's being erased from this earth and nobody's saying nothing. Just me.
Just me.
And then you cats got nerve enough to be coming up in my DM talking about,
here goes sitting up there.
Mind my business. No, I ain't scared of none of you.
See what I mean?
Mind my
Look,
business. No.
you're too busy sitting there looking at the screen, practicing looking hard. I ain't scared of none of you. Try to put on the crazy man. Cut it out, bro. It's an act, bro. You don't have to be scared of us or anything. But what you're doing right here, that's acting, homeboy. Take it from a real one and know. I can see you, G. It don't matter what you tell me. Oh, I'm from this. I do this. I'm a real street nigga. Watch. Let me call this dude and he'll show you that I'm a real one. I don't need none of that, nigga. I'm a real one, nigga, because I told you that. Because that's who it is. That's who I am. And that's what it is. That's why I'm a real one. And the way I move, the way my life is lived. You make too many mistakes. Too many errors. To be a true real one. This shit is on you, not in you, G. It might have been in you before. I'm not gonna underestimate anything that you've done in your life, but you're not that dude today. So cut that shit out. Now watch how he pray. I ain't scared of none of you. Like it's some goddamn acting class or something.
I ain't scared of none of you. You
Please
worried about
don't
me
be.
over here in the East Coast, in New York City.
Look, and nobody told him to be scared. Listen to what he
And
said
then you
though.
cats got nerve enough to be coming up in my DM talking about I better mind my business.
Now the cats that's coming up in his DMs that are telling him to mind his business are native of Chicago. This is their hoods and shit that he's speaking on. You feel what I'm saying? It's almost like, man, I don't know what the fuck wrong with this dude. But he in turn sits there and say, I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of none of you. Ain't nobody say nothing about being scared, bro. You can't have some respect and mind your business. Because you talking about sacred bloodlines, but some of these videos that you doing could potentially get people killed also, nigga. But you ain't thinking about that, huh? Narcissism. Oh yes, isms in here today. Because, like I tell y'all, if we gonna talk truth, we gonna talk truth, man. That's how it's gonna go. Now, it's not your business. And they asked you to mind your business. Stay up out of theirs. Right? Even JJ Capone got at you, JoJo Capone or whatever. If I mess it up, my bad. Respect to that brother. I don't really know him like that too hard, but I do know who he is. But didn't you just have a conversation with him on Sonetta and all that? And you was over there talking about you was a fan and all that type of stuff. But right here in your driveway, in your car, in the safety and comfort of your own home, talking about I better mind my business. Psh, nigga, fuck no. Nigga, I ain't scared of none of you. That's where playing gangster can get you hurt. Cause you damn sure can't handle everybody in Chicago. Shit, you can't handle everybody in New York. It don't matter if you're scared. Can you come out on top? Why set yourself up for a death wish by letting your mouth run? We call that diarrhea at the jaw. You're leaking.
No, I ain't scared of none of you. You worried about me over here in the East Coast, in New York City, where you can't even walk to the corner store on your own block. You worried about me and me minding my business?
You don't know where somebody can walk.
So
look,
you
hold on. Look.
Your own block. You worried about me
Funny looking nigga.
and me minding my business?
You can't even walk to the liquor store on your own block. And I believe he's talking about Chicago people or whatever. And then he says, but you're worried about me and me minding my business, but you're not minding your business though. It's one thing if you're doing media on something, just like I'm doing media on you. I'm doing the dice up on you, so I'm not gonna get too hardcore as far as disrespecting you. I'm gonna crack a few jokes or whatever. It's part of the show. But I'm not gonna go in on you on a personal level like that because this is just media. Now, what you're speaking on is not your business at all. Now, if you want to report the death of FBG Duck, that's one thing because you do YouTube, right? But when you come up in here and you're bringing a report to something, why do you engage with threatening people and all that type of shit? Nigga, you're inserting yourself, especially when you know nothing about FBG Duck, let alone Chicago. That's why you can't find anything to say. That's why you're just rambling and tripping over your own words. And nothing is making sense. Nothing is going together. None of the puzzle pieces fit.
So you enjoy, like, absolutely not being able to walk from one block to the next block to go to the store, because if you get caught in between blocks, somebody gonna park you and put your noodles on the sidewalk.
Like that everywhere.
Good luck.
Somebody gonna park you, put your noodles. How old is this nigga? Talk like a man. No, I'm just playing. Shit, I can talk better. I'll be slanged up.
You know what's sad? When you really, really sit back and you analyze it, and it's like, you got mothers that's really trying to raise their children in Chicago.
Nigga, you got mothers that's really trying to raise their kids in New York. You got mothers that's really trying to raise their kids all over the place. Are you helping that? Or are you part of the problem? Because I've sat here and listened to you talk to mothers and shit crazy. Oh, you stupid bitch. Da 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 da. You're not helping. Didn't you go to fuck off on Queen's throne, who's a wife, also a mother? Also, not only that, has a fucking bomb ass career. And you was talking shit to her, calling her all kind of ugly fat bitches and all that type of shit. But we supposed to listen to you talk about mothers and daughters and all that type of stuff, and grandmothers losing the men in their family. Nigga, if you really done what you say you have done in your life, just like I say I have done, nigga, we was part at one point we were the problem. But you don't see me over here being a hypocrite, speaking on shit that people done wrong when I've done it myself. Or else I'll be over here, you know what I mean, giving you that work about your murders. But see, the one thing about those murders and the time that you spent and the record that was looked up on you, where are those murders, Hassan? You forgot that this is the information age? This is the information age. And who in the fuck beats 3 murders? But act so stupid. How you do that? Where they, I mean, you know, where they do that at, Sway? Ain't that what they say? Hey, on some real shit. I've been waiting to get one of those in. Hey, where they do that at, Sway? Real shit.
It's gang activity. But because when you get to a certain age, you have to pick and choose whether to be a neutral civilian or a victim, which is a neutral civilian in Chicago. If you choose not to be gangbanging and go to school and be a good kid, you may become a casualty of war.
What? What the fuck did he just say?
A neutral civilian in Chicago.
Did that make any sense to y'all? Let's go back.
A neutral, pick and choose. When you get to a certain age, you have to pick and choose whether to be a neutral civilian or a victim, which is a neutral civilian in Chicago. If you choose not to be gangbanging and go to school and be a good kid, civilian in Chicago. Or a victim, a neutral.
Either you're gonna be a neutral, a civilian,
or a victim.
Which
is a neutral civilian in Chicago.
Which is a neutral civilian in Chicago.
If you choose not to be gangbanging and go to school and be a good kid, you may become a casualty of war.
If you decide to go to school and all that, you might become a casualty of war. Let's hear what he
For
said.
the wolves, they gotta eat. So it's either get down or lay down. So now these babies, they don't even get the opportunity to say, hey, I'm gonna finish junior high school and go on to high school to be a freshman. By the time they become a freshman in high school, you got the hood talking about they smoking on Tuka.
Didn't you just say
How
that
old
they
was
had a
Tuka
choice?
when Tuka died? He was a baby. In Chicago, if you live to see 21.
Look, this nigga mentioned Tuka, right? Now, in the other video where he mentions Tuka, he tries to say that it's basically just they talking about drugs and shit like that. Not even knowing how old Tuka was and how they named the street and shit after him. In Chicago, man, one thing I do know is when they homies go down, they send them off right. I'll give them that. But it seemed like he had a change of tune right here now that he's speaking on Tuka. But once again, he's speaking on shit he don't know about. Now, before this, I didn't understand what the hell he was talking about, and I still don't. He rambled. It didn't make any sense. Listen.
They don't even get the opportunity. It's either you may become or a victim.
Here you go, look.
When you get to a certain age, you have to pick and choose.
You have to pick and
whether
choose whether to be a neutral civilian
or a victim.
Which
is a neutral civilian.
You have the choice to be either a neutral civilian or a victim, which is a neutral civilian in Chicago. What? So basically, I kind of get what he's saying. Basically, a victim in Chicago is the neutral civilians. They're the victims, basically. I mean, it'd take a minute to get that, but okay.
In Chicago.
Let's forward up.
To say, hey, I'm gonna finish junior high school and go on to high school to be a freshman. By the time they become a freshman in high school, you got the hood talking about they smoking on Tuka. How old was Tuka when Tuka died? He was a baby. In Chicago, if you live to see 21, you are automatically a legend. Let me say that again. In Chicago, if you live to be 20...
What be up with this nigga with that? Let me say that again. Nigga, I can see if you said something that's like, oh, man, y'all don't hear me, man. Let me say that again. But whenever he say, let me say that again, he ain't say nothing spectacular. It's almost like, oh, man, we gotta wait for you to say this again, because just keep going.
One, you are automatically a legend. Let that sink in.
I'm gonna let it sink in because, nigga, you don't even know what you ain't.
These cats are making
you don't know
your
what the hell you talking
go
about.
extinct.
This is the part where you know motherfuckers be watching me.
You cats are creating. You are committing.
Ain't this what I say, y'all?
Humanity.
Listen.
These cats are making your bloodline go.
Not saying I'm the only one. But ain't I the one that's sitting here and I keep saying that this is an extermination? They're trying to drive us to extinction. Now I've heard this dude take a lot from my channel and he never gives me no credit, never sends no subs over here or anything. But I know my material when I lace my material. The way I speak everything, the way I say certain shit, the cadence to it. I do it on purpose. I leave my own imprint on my style. So I don't have too many people. Well, I do have a lot of people that can potentially bite my style or bite what I do, which I don't mind. I like to pay it forward. So if you see something you like and you learn from it and you use it, you utilize it in your own way, do that. But when you just watching other channels, not letting niggas know that you be watching them, and then you try to use, that's what big channels do. They watch us small channels and shit, get a little idea of something or whatever, bring it back to the big channel. They blow up, get about, you know what I'm saying? Like this right here have 54,000 views compared to my few hundred. Who's it gonna sound like had that first? Who are they gonna say bit who? They're gonna say I bit him when it's really my shit. That's what they do. We can sit here all day, talk about spirituality, talk about racism and all that type of shit, but everything that we point out to everybody, you might as well go in the mirror and point it right back at our fucking self, because don't nobody give a fuck about us, because they don't have to care about us. We have to care about us. That's what you niggas keep forgetting. So much drama and toxicity around all of us, and we call each other people. The black community? What community? Oh, you mean commute? The black commute? Because there's truly no fucking community.
These cats are making your bloodline go extinct. You cats are creating, you are committing crimes against humanity. You are breaking the laws of God. You are claiming demon time. You know what helped me to survive through the street? Because even though I had my gin in me, when I got angry, I turned into the Incredible Hulk. Before and after, I prayed.
Pumping itself up again.
Where's your guardian angel?
I turned into the Incredible Hulk. That's like a nigga always. I turned into the Incredible Hulk. That's like a nigga that's always sitting here talking about, you know what I mean, what he can do in a fight. When nobody, you know, but you don't know, nigga. When it's kind of winging it when you fight. You might have skills, but you're still winging it. One of them niggas that sit around when they talk about tough shit, they make it seem like they the toughest nigga in the world all the time. Narcissism. Narcissism is what we call it.
If you don't stop right now, you will bring an end to certain blood types that lead back to our ancestors. The blood of your ancestors.
Oh, y'all dirty. Ain't nobody even hit the Cash App. I see how y'all be holding it. I see how y'all be holding it down.
For the things that was done to you.
I got y'all. No, I'm just.
When you was kidnapped in this country.
I'm in a good mood tonight, so I'm clowning. But I am about to go to sleep, man, because I got to get up. I was tired.
Racism and this satanic system leads you astray from your mission. All you cats out there in Chicago, you got a job to fulfill. Problem is, y'all don't realize y'all fighting on the wrong front line.
Why does he think looking down and back up makes a tough face or something?
From your mission.
I don't get that.
All you cats out there in Chicago, you got a job to fulfill.
Hold on, this bitch popping.
Problem is, y'all don't realize y'all fighting on the wrong front line.
Watch.
Problem. All you cats out there in Chicago, you got a job to fulfill. Problem is, y'all don't realize y'all fighting on the wrong front line.
I hear what you're saying, but you ain't the one that should be saying it.
There's so many things taking place in America right now. And if the smoke is lifted, so you can see what's in the air, y'all realize that y'all bugging. Y'all better get focused, man.
What about you, though?
On your side.
Look, and I'm not trying to bash Hassan or nothing like that, but everything he's trying to say, he needs to take his own advice. You need to do the same thing. Time is not on your side. You know.
Lifted. So
listen.
You can see what's in the air.
When the smoke lifted.
And if the smoke is lifted, so you can see what's in the air, y'all realize that y'all bugging.
Y'all realize that y'all bugging. Y'all can see after the smoke is lifted. Y'all realize that y'all bugging. How do you tell another party of people that they're bugging when you're always bugging? We can use that to every video you do and be like, man, you bugging, homie. Well, I can't. I don't rock with them, but it is what it is.
Y'all better get focused, man. Time ain't on y'all side. The clock is ticking. And right now, you're scoring points. You are scoring points. You are scoring points for the opposite team. In the hood, we all we got. But if we ain't got each other, what else do we got? Nothing. Death and jail should not be your only option. Don't kill off your bloodline. The enemy don't even have to do it no more. We doing it ourselves.
What up, Wax? Wax Dog in the
All
building.
you cats that's sitting back, everybody's watching me right now. Silence is approval.
I know.
I just want y'all to remember that. Silence is approval.
I'm about to be out.
And right now, while y'all committing genocide on each other, the world is sitting in silence. No, like Michael Jackson said, all I really want to say is they don't really care about us. They don't care about us, and we don't care about us. There's no future without our children, without the youth. The problem is, there's no future because the youth is dying at an early age.
Nigga, will you stop jerking and just talk? Animated ass nigga.
On my watch.
That's how you know a nigga too busy trying to look hard instead of just being that hard person. Checking itself out in the playback in the camera. Because you're literally looking at yourself. That shit just bugs, man. Like, stop with the animation and just talk, bro.
To watch babies kill babies. I refuse to sit back and be silent. And if it costs me my life, oh well, let me tell y'all something, man. The day that I was born, I was sentenced to death.
Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, man, y'all already know what's up, man. Queen Dice came in and spoke. Y'all know I gotta get ready for work. So, I gotta roll up out of here, man. What up, day one? I will come back on the StreamYard for about 30 minutes. You know what I mean? While I'm getting my shit ready or whatever, and let everybody jump up if you want to speak towards the whole Hassan situation, or if you just want to address me about something you got an issue with. You know, feel free to have at it. Anyway, we will be back with the StreamYard. I want to thank all y'all. For tuning in. And y'all come right back. I'm going to go set it up right now. We'll be back in the building, man. And you guys are welcome to come up and speak on the situation with Hassan Campbell. Now, one person I do know that got it personally with Hassan Campbell is my man Wax Dog. So feel free to step up here in about 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.